Hey everyone, it's Kale from Scud Style, and I'm going to be bringing another video today on the eyes and the effects that sexual cultivation have on the eyes and adding luster and glow and sparkle, and also health in my own experience. So without any ado, I'm going to kind of get into it. When I was playing around with this a few years ago, it was 2014, and I had been cultivating for about 60 days, and I actually reversed a prescription. I went to the eye doctor in May of 2014, and the doctor gave me the test and said, "You're going to need this prescription, you should get these glasses." And I was kind of on the fence about doing it. My eyesight was pretty good. Didn't really want to do that. And then I started a retention period in October, and about 60 days later in December, I had a follow-up appointment with him, and I asked if I could take the test again, and I did, and the prescription was eliminated. I could see all the stuff that I couldn't see before. So it was really validating, and I knew and I could feel that it was because of the cultivation. My eyesight started to get better. My eyesight started to improve. It was sharper, it was clearer. You could see in my eyes actually that they were like glowing and sparkling. Like people would say, "Oh, you know, your eyes look shimmery," or "Your skin looks better, your glow." Like all of it kind of happened together. So I knew that was what was behind it, and really cool self-generative healing abilities can happen through this practice. Anyway, so I want to talk about, and as I was reading, it was kind of about the concept of Ojas, which is in Sanskrit can mean both vigor and the physiological expression of consciousness. So it's kind of a bridge between the physical and the spiritual. So it's kind of cool. There's all kinds of things written about how from food and breath and everything that is digested through our bodies, it goes through a bunch of different processes. And it starts as food, and then it's digested into different constituents of the body and constituents of things that our body utilizes, which the last step is actually ojas, and the step right before that is, in males, is semen, sexual fluid. That is the final step of the distillation process before coming ojas, which is kind of a bridge between a physical and a spiritual constituent. A lot of times it's cited that it takes about 30 days, if there's no interruptions, from when you eat something to fully finish the digestion process. It takes us about 24 hours to digest food for like evacuation, but and utilization of nutrients. But that's only like at base one. So it goes through this step. And there's plenty of information about that in other videos and people who study this stuff more than me. I just wanted to kind of share my own personal experience with it. But there's a lot of people liken it to luster in the skin, and especially luster in the eyes, ojas. So I kind of wanted to bring that up. And it's also interesting how even in Western medicine, who kind of refutes this stuff or doesn't call it this, or it might be too subtle of an energy or of a physiological process to kind of be studied. But it's kind of an interesting link that when we give blood in the West, you're discouraged from giving blood more than once every 3 months because it's draining. Like giving blood is a lot of nutriment. It's a lot of things that you're donating that are leaving the body that need to be replenished, so that you don't deplete yourself too much too quickly and do some serious damage. And in a lot of Eastern cultures, and a lot of people who have been studying this for a much more long time, and it's been part of their culture much longer, it's cited different ratios, but like that an ounce of seminal fluid is akin in nutriment and more to 60 ounces of blood. And so if you're discouraged from giving blood too often, think about, over expenditure of sexual fluid is very harmful in a lot of ways. And we can kind of end up, if we do it chronically, not really feeling the effect of the accumulation that it's having as quickly as, if you end a retention period sometimes and you are a little bit too eager with your expenditure afterwards, in frequency or in, I don't know, intensity. You can feel that very quickly, that boom, you are drained, as if, you know, I've given blood, I've given double red cell count, transfusions, given plasma, stuff like that. You can feel it. It's just a slower thing, but at the end of like a heavy bender after a retention period or something like that, you can feel it in seconds. It's amazing. So play with your own personal experience, but I know this to be true for my own experience and what I've kind of come across. And pay attention to the eyes when you're retaining, when you're on NoFap, hard mode, or whatever. Yeah, for me, I was able to eliminate an eye prescription. My eyes are better when I'm retaining, and I just thought it was really interesting, one, to share my experience. It fits with a lot of the stuff I've read, but I think going by your own experience and playing around with these things is the best way to learn. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Wish everyone luck if you want to experiment with this. You know, I don't think there's any downside. It's your life, it's your body, it's your spirituality, it's your goals. So whatever you want to do, you know, do it passionately. And thanks so much. I'll see you guys later.